Welcome back to Leaders and Legends on WDUR 1490 AM, and we're enjoying a wonderful conversation with Bob Giolis, our President and CEO of Research Triangle Park. Bob, thank you for being here.
Great. Thank you, Steve.
So you've given us a wonderful historical perspective, and you talked about the kinds of companies that we have here, and which was a perfect segue into my question on, what's going on with entrepreneurship in the RTP in the Triangle. We recently had Secretary John Scavarla, whom you know very well, and he talked a lot about the innovation things going on.
That's great.
So tell me a little bit about the entrepreneurship activity that you're spearheading in the park.
Yeah, so as I was mentioning earlier, there's actually a very dynamic entrepreneurial environment within Research Triangle Park. We have 5 incubators in the park, and we're seeing a lot of entrepreneurial activity. We're also, obviously benefiting from enormous entrepreneurial ventures like ones that are happening in downtown Raleigh with HQ Raleigh, or in downtown Durham with American Underground, and in Morrisville and in Cary. There's a number of entrepreneurial activities and centers taking place. What we are seeing as the future of the park, and the question we're asking ourselves is, how are we beneficial to those entrepreneurs as they want to grow? Let's take an example. If you're an entrepreneur and you locate in one of the incubator spaces in and around our region, and you start to take off and you're successful and you have to leave the incubator, where do you go to find that flexible, affordable space that lets you continue to grow, that will give you access to capital, that will give you access to other partners, give you the ability to collaborate? Well, that's the space where we see RTP. And so our vision for the park going forward is to be much more in line with entrepreneurial activity and connecting entrepreneurs to the big companies.
Okay, so we're growing those entrepreneurs that exist, and there's a number of programs going on. So we're going to talk about the Frontier in a minute, but you have the RTP 180, you have more events going on at the headquarters, all targeted to a gathering place.
That's right. Well, for a long, long time, I think the foundation and the leaders of the park really focused on the big land sales to large corporations. And that made sense. That was sort of the bread and butter. The truth is that whole economic model is changing. Big companies are not looking to build R&D centers anymore, not the way they once did. And so instead of relying on that opportunity, not that we still don't go after it, but instead of relying on that exclusively, we're broadening the way we can support the entrepreneurial community. So you mentioned RTP 180, which is a program we set up. We also have a much more vigorous website that really tells stories and promotes and celebrates our entrepreneurs and the work that they're doing. We've created spaces that allow free spaces for people to come in and meet and engage as entrepreneurs. We formed partnerships with HQ Raleigh and American Underground and others so that we can really be a catalyst for support and engagement of the entrepreneur.
So, this is wonderful. And as I see young entrepreneurs coming in, dynamic entrepreneurs in technology, life sciences, it's good for Morrisville. We have an innovation program too, but we want to have them come, have a place to live in our apartments, our townhomes, our nice single family, world cuisine, and from all over the world. Yeah. So it plays well with what we're doing. Yeah,
look, we rely and are partners very much with our surrounding communities, and Morrisville is our neighbor. And so the connection we have with Morrisville and the entire culture of that has been of great benefit and very supportive to our park and the future of our park as we think about moving forward.
So our role, so as you're leading this organization and you're taking us to the next 50-year vision, it seems to me that you're going to be changing the kinds of companies that we recruit. So we're looking to be more of a place, a destination for startups, for innovation. You read this thing, Silicon Valley, but we want to be on the map as a place where
Yeah, sometimes we do get kind of in this comparison game of, are we like Boston? Are we like Silicon Valley? Are we like Austin? Teddy Roosevelt had this great quote, which he said, comparison is the thief of joy. You don't get anything out of comparing yourself. You really have to sort of focus on what makes you particularly strong and gifted in what you do. In our case, if you think about the park's history, we've been leaders in almost every major innovation sector, from advanced materials. Remember, RTP was the creator of AstroTurf, all the way through personal computers and IBM, networking, telecommunications. Then you get into pharmaceuticals, and now you're in ag and life sciences. We span the portfolio. So our strength is really now in the growing convergence of those technologies. It's the Cisco's working with the Syngentas. It's the Bayers working with the Fidelities. It's a whole new kind of convergent technology and innovation sector where RTP can be a remarkable leader. Now that convergence, the big companies with the small companies and the connection to the universities, nobody else has that. Nobody else in the world has 3 world-class universities and a park of size and scale that we do, that is prepared to be convergent leader on all those different.
And you even talked
sectors.
about having a convergence center. So and we're going to talk about the new park plans in a few minutes. But we're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick station break. We're with Bob Giola, CEO of the RTP.